79 oh, gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though, and Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Bertiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Oh, into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Derek Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. There we go. It helps if all the settings were actually the correct settings. But welcome in, everybody, and get your 6 shooters ready here for this shootout at Texas in the NTRL Xfinity Series. These guys are going to have a tough and a rumble of a fight here following the great race that we saw down there at Daytona. It's time to bring out the real pros here on this iRacing service, however, and get some even more fun, action-packed racing underway here. So let's get things kicked off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a big thank you to the race sponsors of JP Designs and 3D Prints. Be sure to go check them out for some great iRacing paint schemes, as well as some button boxes and other 3D printing needs. Got Davidson Builders there as well. Big thank you to them up in that northern New Jersey area for all your great work out here. And good job on those remodels and other construction stuff up there. Big thank you to AdminBoxx here as well, the premier button box solution for race control admins, where you can, at the reach of a button, just, you know, throw caution flags. I know NASCAR could have used a guy with a AdminBoxx here tonight, but they don't have the great software like we do over here. So thank you, AdminBoxx, for jumping on board here this season. We also have to thank our other race sponsors of Sim Gear Central. Some great button boxes made over there with all the button styles, knobs, tourney bits, levers, anything you can think of. All there to help you aid in your search for your ultimate sim experience. So be sure to go check them out at simgearcentral.com. Also, big thank you to the premier merchandising supplier of the NTRL and AAA broadcasting, and that is TrackDogsRacing.com. Be sure to go get your merchandise from them here today, as well as a big thank you to Track Bar Media, the ultimates in whether it's photography or videography in sim or in real life racing. Be sure to go and check them out at Track Bar Media. Of course, we also have to thank Numb Thumbs gaming community and their trucking community. We thank you guys for jumping on board here this season as well. I'm Alan Brown, and I swear I am not drunk. I'm just having one of those nights. But I am joined by two of my best friends who, surprisingly, are relatively sober as well. I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Alan English, up here in the booth with me. And Alan, we changed things around, had an off week last week for the Super Bowl and whatnot, but everything's finally getting all settled in. These drivers had enough time to practice, and we find ourselves here at Texas.
Yeah, this mile and a half is a lot of fun. We talk about it a lot, especially after they reconfigured it, and rebanked half the track. So turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are quite different. They run a lot different line and everything, but these drivers seem to love it. They love coming here to Texas and running. Super Bowl Sunday we were supposed to run iRacing Super Speedway. That got pushed off because of the Super Bowl, obviously. And then we're going to run it tonight, and then they changed it from iRacing Super Speedway to Texas, which I think that's a good call anyway. I mean, iRacing Super Speedway is a lot of fun. It's just so glitchy. I know iRacing's working on it and everything, trying to get it, a little bit better condition so it's actually raceable. But good call to come here to Texas. Call a little audible this week, and it's going to be a great race, doing 125 laps here tonight at Texas.
And we are, and down there all ready for 125 of those laps. Mr. Adam Turner, he wasn't fooled by any of the shenanigans that went on. He's down there on pit road, ready to get these socket wrenches rumbling and rolling here. Adam, what do you see going on down there on pit road?
Well, everybody should be hyped up. The Daytona 500 was the real race today. So racing season has officially started in 2023. And honestly, this is my home track. I love it. I got a lot of good memories of going to the races here. I think it's really a lot better since the repave and they're kind of redo. Since Jimmy Johnson used to just win every year, they had to change it up because he would destroy everyone. But tonight, we should see some fun, especially out of 4, and then that quad oval, tri-oval, whatever you want to call it in front. It gets kind of tight up there. So we may see somebody get into a fight or two. And you know how I like my fighting, and no better place to fight than Fort Worth, Texas on a Sunday night. Other than that, we got 1 fast repair, 70% fuel, 5 sets of tires, 25 incident points, you will be disqualified. 18 incident points, you're going to get a penalty. So that's how it is. It's 68 degrees. Should be real grippy. Looking forward to it.
That we are, as we take a look at tonight's race info at the Quad Oval here at Texas. Beautiful weather in the nighttime sky. Here is the lights are on, and these drivers are ready to put on a show. So no issues on that front of things. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race. And boys, you best make sure you got to leave one in the chamber, whether that's leaving that extra set of tires here for the end, whether that's maybe holding back, waiting to make your move here at the last second. This is going to be one of those things. You need all the ammo that you can.
Not only that, it's your fuel. Hopefully these guys did do a little bit of testing. I know that I guess the guys had a heads up on the track change there for a few days. So hopefully they were able to get some testing in and find out what their fuel strategy is going to be and try to finalize that. Of course, once we start seeing some yellow flags flying, you might as well throw your plans out the window. But these guys are going to start paying more and more attention to that as this race goes on tonight, and they're going to really be the planning's really going to be around that final stop. What do you do on your final stop, and do you trade grip for track position and not take as many tires? You want to make sure you got enough fuel, but you don't want to waste time in the pits putting too much gas in it. So these guys are definitely going to be going through that in their mind.
Yeah, and this isn't a track that drivers should be unfamiliar with. This is a pretty popular track.
Yeah.
They've probably driven it quite a bit in different vehicles and all that. So they should have a pretty good idea of what they want to do strategy-wise and kind of fuel-wise here. But either way, it never turns out the way you think it does, so you better have a plan B.
Indeed, as we're in the middle of qualifying right now, pretty much everybody down in there already got their laps in. Just Lawson just kind of finishing his up run right now, launching him up into third place there with that final lap. Great run, Justin. A few people not yet down there taking the time. Mr. Richard Michelob Gray rejoining the race in action here. Glad to have you back, Richard. Also got to say, looks like Matthew Jones, Chef Boyardee, might be rejoining us here tonight, which would be great to have him back out here in action. And who's that name that's down there in the 66?
That's some dumb broadcaster that joined as a racer instead of as a spectator. That's who that is.
Why don't you get in there and put in a qualifying lap?
Go put in a call. If I had my wheel hooked up, I probably would.
You could have maybe gave us some in-race stuff. We could have put you up
may
there.
Fire us if I got up there and do that, though.
Hey, you could take out the field. Yeah, I could just direct you and who we needed to take out if you want. It'd be kind of fun.
Be like the mob, we'd have the inside fix here as qualifying slowly trickles on down to a close. We thank you all for tuning in and watching. As always, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell if you haven't done so already, as we can continue to grow our great community, approaching 300 subscribers already. Man, it just seemed like yesterday we were at 200, so it's great to have everybody out here hanging around. As it looks
I'm not gonna be happy till we get at least 1,000, Brown.
Until 1,000, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying, buddy. We're almost a third of the way there.
I'm gonna feel slighted until then.
Well, it looks like we're doing the cool grid on pit road on a little diagonal here, so we get to see these guys starting to line up here.
Yeah, a little Le Mans style start here as the drivers get into their cars and get ready to get the action up underway. But let's get things started off here with our pole winner, Mr. Nick Biddy in the 32 machine. Gonna start there up on the front row alongside the one of Derek Welsh starting there in second. Derek trying to come back after a unfortunate event there at Talladega on Friday. Justin Lawson in the 19, saw him have a great second lap, launch him up the leaderboard here to start in third. The 4 of Anthony Williams going to start right there in fourth position. That's always a good thing. Match your number up to your starting spot, especially if you have a low digit number like that. The 8 of Brandon Coleman is going to start here tonight in fifth. 03 of Mr. New nickname Dylan Mad Max Bryant. Going to start here tonight in sixth. Seventh will be the 18. Chris Klein trying to get a good finish here tonight. Albert Anderson in the 747, just hoping to not get wrecked out of one of these things. Going to start here tonight in eighth. 79 of Stub Nation and Timothy Stubblefield is going to start here in ninth, with the 33 of the Gambler, Paul Ferdiani, rounding out your starting top 10.
23 of Mark Collins. Old Mac is going to start in 11th. 12th place, just on his outside, double of Joe Bennett. Cubby, Nathan Stanley in the 67, starting in 13th place. 14th will be Josh Kelleher in the 73. Paul Durkee in the 13. Old man Paul starting right there in the top 15. Joe David going to be starting right next to him in the 9. Pay no attention to the 66 there. I am not on the track. I'm in the booth. Sorry about that, folks. A little mix-up there. Richard Michelob Gray in the 110 going to be starting in 18th. And 19th, Matthew Jones, the chef, starting at the back of the field.
Man.
Yeah. just me, or does English sound like a robot?
It kind of does. I wonder if the
Am I a robot?
Illuminati were getting to your internet there, buddy. It sounds
The
like you're
AI.
cleaned up
Oh
now.
God! Oh God! Don't say that. Oh no!
How many birds you got hanging around your house, English?
I don't know. I'm gonna disconnect from Discord and reconnect. So maybe
Birds are not real. That's what I heard. I heard the story about that.
Well, that's why I'm saying how many birds are around his house. They could be affecting things with their Bluetooth wireless stuff.
And you know there are some drone bird plants inside the bird population. I know there are actually real birds because I go dove hunting every year. So I've never killed a drone bird, but I'm waiting on the day when that happens.
And for all you watching, don't worry. I will draw the line. We're not gonna start joining the Flat Earth Society. We're pretty confident that the Earth is not flat here.
What?
what?
Whoa! Hang on. Let's not get
You're
crazy.
making some huge assumptions here.
Well, coming from a guy who can launch the space shuttle from his bedroom, the Earth is not flat.
Gotcha.
Okay. I
But what
you. I
is
don't believe
flat
Anybody else?
is this track heading on down across the line here as the pace car trails on down into pit lane. The field makes that final turn, and here we go. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight. Side by side, they shoot off down into turns 1 and 2. The 32 getting a great jump on that restart, hopping out in front of that one of DW. DW is going to run around here on that middle line. He seems very comfortable here at these intermediate tracks, running that middle to high line, and he's going to be able to use that momentum, pull back up to at least get his bumper side by side with that 32, but it's not going to be quite enough here as they enter turns 3 and 4. Brandon Coleman and the 03 of Dylan Bryant go battling out here. We've got still side-by-side action as they come back down across the line here. Quick lap now officially in the books as this field continues to scatter and batter themselves, trying to get back up here and get some good positions being made as the one of DW is going to launch down low on the 32 here, trying to get that number 1 position.
I'm watching guys like Anthony Williams down there in the 4 machine running that low line. He's down below the 18 car right now, and he's doing pretty well as far as track position and stuff goes. But how long can you stay on that low inside line, you know, putting all that wheel into it? That's got to be hard on your right front.
Yeah, they're trying to sort themselves out here. Kind of middle back of the pack. They're 2-3 wide at points. Really need to find your groove early here.
And Albert Anderson showing a little bit of speed here, just has nowhere to go with it. As the 4 and the 18 continue to battle side by side. This is where drivers with cooler heads will prevail and use this opportunity to maybe save some tires for some later laps on here, as the 00 Joe Bennett looks like he's going to join up this fight and go side by side with Albert going up to that high outside lane as Derek Welsh runs the fastest lap of the race, a 30.66, as the 03 of Dylan Bryant chases down the 32 of Nick Biddy.
Josh Kelleher talking about the amazing racing we saw at Daytona today.
Oh, big crash, big crash.
Somebody upside down.
Oh, the 18 getting bounced around like a bouncy ball and some jacks. Goes for a wild ride down there on the front straightaway, bringing out tonight's first caution.
Yeah, that I think he hit the wall and then got bumped. Yeah, Anderson had nowhere to go. Klein bumped off the wall and mayhem ensued.
Oh, man.
Yeah, oh man, just absolutely goes for a floppity ride there. Oof, goodness gracious. Joe David almost free-wheeled him, as we'll go ahead and kind of watch from David's POV of the action going on in front of him. Just a flippity-floppity car. Oof, goodness gracious.
Ooh, Collins had a good view of it too. Ooh, you don't want to see that coming in your
Jeez.
windshield. Just got loose right there. I told you something was going to happen out of 4. I kind of know things. I've raced here.
That wall comes out of nowhere, doesn't it?
It does. It feels like it's pinching you. And that's what probably what he felt there.
Yeah, we all know that the walls here do have magnets. They'll just attract these cars straight up there and never let them go as we get ready to kind of pace around here for just a quick second. A little too early for guys to be thinking about hitting their pit boxes here. Maybe some guys that maybe got a little damage will come on down, like 23 Collins. He's going to come down, maybe get some damage fixed. Albert Anderson missing a good chunk of his front end as well. Might want to come on down, but doesn't look like he will.
Yeah, I'll say Josh Kelleher, he had Ryan Preece winning today at Daytona. Preece had a pretty good car, but wasn't able to finish the job. Stub Nation out there in force tonight. Jessica and Lauren pulling for stubs out there. Lauren saying caution shots, anyone? So if you want to play that game, you owe one already. See who we got. Jennifer Ray out there as well. Derek Welch saying go for it. Just I guess he was talking about me running qualifying laps, but not going to do that. Not going to get in there and take a point away from somebody, possibly. Albert Anderson said he's got a Bill Gates Microsoft computer chip in his car tonight, so watch out, boys.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can speak a little bit on that.
Look what it did for you. He's trying to ruin you and the country. Sorry about that, Albert. Go ahead.
He took away your front bumper there.
Yeah.
Tim Stubbsfeld says, I want to race with the AAA guys.
Oh,
We
God.
may be putting together a special event here soon. We'll keep you all posted on it. Daniel Pochlag joining us saying, I swear Klein didn't have bad luck. He wouldn't have any luck at all. Just him and the Wall just had an argument of, who wanted to occupy that place. And the Wall won. Casey Jones out there pulling for Chef Matthew Jones.
He
Says, hey, y'all,
disconnected.
let's do it now, Chef.
The chef disconnected, looks like.
Uh-oh. What happened there?
Not sure.
He might be having some computer issues. He was one of he did kind of connect late, so he might be having some issues there. Stuff may not be all up and running just yet.
Well, let's hope we can get it figured out for the last few races of the season. We're coming up on the end of the Xfinity Series season here, boys.
At that, we are only a few races left. I think 3 after this one. As
Who do we have next week? Do y'all know? I hadn't looked. I've been a little...
Atlanta next week.
Ooh, that is a blast. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's we actually have 4 races after this one. We got Atlanta, Michigan, then back to Daytona, and finishing it up at Talladega there in the middle of March. So these guys getting some trying to get some stuff all done here. It's Daniel Baker saying DW looks fast tonight. Yes, he does. Casey Jones saying he will be back. Probably some
Cool.
insider baseball information there in the Jones team.
Yeah.
I think it's
come
cool
on
that
back.
we talked about it earlier, Adam, but I think it's cool that a single car team won the Daytona 500 today. I mean,
I agree. I don't
I'm
really
not
care
a
for
huge-
Ricky Stenhouse.
I'm not a huge Stenhouse fan or JTG Doherty, fan club member or anything like that, but it's
Yeah.
good to see the little guy win one instead of the big giant 4-car multi-billion-dollar teams out there running.
Right.
They just kind of buying championships.
When you
It's
said
kind
little
of-
guy, I thought you were mentioning that he's like 4'11".
Yeah, he is a tiny guy. Did you see him
I
try to
thought
climb
about
the?
that.
You see him try to climb the fence. I was like, this guy's gonna kill himself. I don't know what he was
Yeah,
doing.
you
But-
don't need to go to the top of the fence there.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
Ricky is not quite used to the climb, but
it's true.
you only need to go up a couple of handholds there.
Yeah, I guess. Did he do it with it? Is there a Hendrix engine in that car? That's what they're saying. So maybe that's
Possible.
kind of what
I'm sure
what
these
happened.
teams.
Maybe so.
It's like F1. Mercedes shares their engines with their lesser team there, and they all
You
got-
know where they? I'm sorry, Brown, but you know where they get all their ball bearings from, though, right?
Mm,
Harbor Freight. That's why those things break all the time. They're pieces of junk. NASCAR.
Dane Baker says he did 3 pull-ups when he got to the top of the fence up there.
we weren't saying he wasn't
No,
strong,
no.
man. He's a strong
He's a
man.
fitness buff.
As we get back to green flag racing here into that Geico restart zone we go. The 1 and the 32 getting things started off side by side. The 32 trying to keep up the pace here and try to get back that number 1 spot. The one down on the bottom is going to drift up the track a little bit here, block that exit run from that 32. That's going to allow the 03 of Dylan Bryant to make a move here down underneath the 32 of Biddy, as well as the top 3 kind of separate themselves from the main chunk of this field for a second here, as the 19 of Justin Lawson is going to kind of trickle into the mix. 00 Joe Bennett and the 8 of Brandon Coleman are going to slowly work their way on up here as well.
Joe Bennett had a heck of a restart there, made up a couple spots, and that 00's looking pretty fast.
And that he is, as we stay side by side racing for this lead here. The 1 of DW still has that bumper just inside the 32 up on the outside as he hits the apron, almost gets up into the 32, but able to corral it before absolute calamity will strike. And he'll lose that momentum for just a moment, and the 32 is going to retain the lead from where he started here tonight. The 67 of Cubby.
Oh, wreck. DW's wrecking.
03 of
along
Dylan
with the
Bryant.
Pepsi machine.
Drivers getting snagged up in it here. Let's go ahead. Oh, dang, netcode.
Netcode, huh?
Netcode. I think it was close, but I think it's going to end up being netcode here. As the field was rounded out through turns 1 and 2, and you can see there from especially that camera angle, we'll go up to the chopper to get an even better look, but there was still a good foot of separation between the 1 and the 03 there.
They may have made contact anyway, as the 1 was kind of, I don't know if you could say the 1 was coming down or the 03 was going up, maybe a little bit of both. I think they would have touched anyway. But yeah, when that netcode happens, sometimes the physics just a little bit exaggerated there as the 1 goes around really, really quick.
Bryant was slowing down quite a bit. He might have been able to miss him, but we'll never know thanks to the netcode gods out there that seem to pop up every once in a while. It has been a little less netcodey, I think, recently with some of the updates. I know that's a word, I just made it up, kind of like strategery. You know, we had a president that said that once, and now we have a president that just says Well,
look, I thought Plus EV guys were all lined up, looked like they were coming down pit lane. They changed their mind and went back above the cone. I know they were fighting real hard. Stubbs was trying to drive through him there. He was doing a great job right before that caution came out. He was working on those Plus EV guys, making some passes.
A little frustrating early, but it's going to work itself out.
And indeed. Well, while we're here under caution, let's go ahead and talk to one of these drivers out here, and might as well start us off with tonight's pole winner. And he's still sitting there up at the front. Let's go ahead and talk to the 32 of Mr. Nick Biddy. Hey, Nick, it's the guys in booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, boys?
We're doing good, and sounds like you're doing pretty good down there up at the front. Got a good starting spot there on pole, and you've had a pretty good fight there with DW the last couple restarts, hanging around up there at the front.
Just getting lucky, man. Holding it on the floor and turning left. That's all I'm doing, man.
Well, good luck to you in the Dawsonville Special Ford out there. Try to keep that car clean. That's going to be one thing that a lot of folks out there are going to be hard pressed to do, is keep the aero damage to a minimum. Y'all only got one fast repair here, so good luck to you.
All right, I appreciate that, guys.
Cool deal. Well, we got a second. You got anybody you want to thank while we're in the race here?
Nah, man, just my wife Jessie and my two teammates back here, Joe David and Anthony Williams.
Hey, Anthony Williams, not too far off your back bumper. Joe David kind of patrolling there near the top 10. So good luck to you and your team, buddy, and we'll get this party restarted here in just a minute.
I appreciate it, boys.
I wonder if Nick Biddy wins the race, they crank up the siren down there at the Dawsonville pole ring.
That would be pretty funny. But might as well. They didn't get to crank it up tonight for any reason.
No. But if you run that sponsor on your hood, you ought to be the manager of the place ought to know. Hey, there's a guy on iRacing needs that siren cranked up. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, maybe like instead of doing it for a long period of time, just one ring of it.
Yeah, just do a whoop whoop. Just do a quick one.
Now I'm in not 100% know what you're talking about. Is this something like when Rossi would win?
Bill Elliott, every time he used to win, it was like a tornado siren deal on top of the Dawsonville pool room, and they would, whenever Bill Elliott would win a race, they would run that thing. So everybody in the town knew when Bill Elliott won. Well, now they do it for his kid. So if Chase Elliott wins a race, they fire up the siren up there.
That's pretty cool. They do the same thing over there in Italy for Rossi. Whenever he won a MotoGP race, they would light up those church bells, and the whole town would go pretty crazy.
There you go. Same type of deal.
Yeah, except I doubt they're like real kind of redneck over there in Italy. I bet it gets pretty rowdy at that pool hall when that siren goes down.
Oh, well, I mean, of that, I am sure. As we get the field stacked up 2 by 2 here once again. Nick Biddy starting there up at the front, side by side with the 19 of Justin Lawson. 79 of Stubbs. Timothy Stubblefield is going to start here in third with the 8 of Brandon Coleman to his outside. Stubb had a pretty good run at the end of Friday night's race there at Talladega in those ARCA cars, just coming up a little bit short of that podium, but he was in it there with a shot.
I see so many paints from this Birdsong Brewing Company on these Plus EV cars. I want to go find that place now.
You just want a beer.
I want another, and then another.
Yeah, I'd like to try it out.
Road trip.
Yes, indeed. As the lights on the pace car turn on off, and we get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Gonna try to get a good green flag run going. Let these guys stretch those muscles here just a little bit as the pace car dives on down into pit road, into that Geico restart zone we go. And we are back to green flag racing here at Texas in this Numb Thumbs Racing League Xfinity Series race, as we had a driver scrape the outside wall there on that restart. But thankfully, it looks like everyone's off without too much of a hitch as the 32 and the 19 go side by side. The 19 gets a great run on the outside here, leapfrogs over the 32. The 92 is trying to sneak up on the inside here of the 8 and the 32, kind of all at the same time. 32 is going to shut the door on that one here as they run out of turns 3 and 4, back kind of to single file, but not too far, as we got the 67 of Cubby, Nathan Stanley, hustling his way up through this field. You've got the 33 of the Gambler, Paul Ferdiani right there behind him. Albert Anderson got his damage fixed. He's out there running strong, as well as the 00 of Joe Bennett getting some action here in the kind of mid to back part of this pack. Josh Kelleher going side by side with that number 1 bogus machine of DW.
Got a long race to go here, guys.
Yeah, hopefully they're settling in here and trying to figure out the groove they want to be in. Not get so crazy just yet. We're at lap 19. We got about 100 more to go, or so.
Ooh,
we have to dial it in at some point.
How about old Richard Michelob Gray out there running that 110 tonight? It's good to see him back out there on the track.
Hey, it's running pretty good right now, just outside of that top 5. He's seeing that 4 of Anthony Williams kind of drift away just a little bit there in front of him, but he's going to catch up here in the corner. Richard, one of those guys that typically is racing pretty well here at the plate tracks, but we've seen his skill come around here in some of these later races that he's been showing some prowess on these 1.5 miles.
Absolutely. If we had a trophy for most improved driver, over the past few years, Richard's definitely going to be in contention for that. But yeah, man, he's trying to hold his own out there. Probably needs to switch to a little bit higher line. I don't know. Some of these guys are making the low line work. I'm still in awe of how they're doing that without wearing that right front out too bad.
Well, they're going to. You're going to see it here if we get some green flag laps under our belt. I think you'll start seeing those guys that are running low so hard lose a little bit of speed because it does tear up that right front tire, and you're going to need all the tire you can get here with 100 laps or more to go.
And it's the 00 of Joe Bennett, Jacksonville's own, trying to hustle his way back up through this field. He's catching on up to that 4 of Anthony Williams, trying to look to maybe make a pass here on the outside. Not going to quite get it to stick on this turn, as it kind of looks like we're starting to see guys maybe settle on out here into some single file, try to make those passes where they can now, but it looks like things are kind of winding into a possibility of a long run here, as they know that they've still got that long way to go, but they're ever so inching closer to that outside wall on these corner exits.
If you think about it too, the farther we get away from that green flag at the restart, the more spread out these guys are, and the less of a chance they're going to run into each other. Now, I'm not discounting anything, actually happening out here with another car, but I think the wall is going to be their biggest enemy here, especially coming out of 4 like we saw earlier, Adam.
Yeah, definitely. That turn, it just seems to get these drivers.
It's like Charlotte.
In every race. Yeah.
Yeah. See the same thing there.
It's kind of built like Charlotte, right? I think it's the same owners, same kind of concept when NASCAR was trying to build all these 1.5 miles for whatever reason. Has a little bit of character to it, a little different than Charlotte, but all in all, kind of the same.
I think it's nowhere near the banking that Charlotte has, especially on that one end of the track.
Yeah, since they changed it up. Yeah, it's a little different. Tell you what, it's fun. I've been to so many races here, had a great time. Now there's some Buc-ee's over here right next to the track, so if y'all ain't been to Buc-ee's, you need to check it out.
Oh, they have one in Terrell on the east side of Dallas, and now they got one over by the racetrack as well.
Oh, it's right next to the track. Yeah, they've been building a few in the DFW Metro. They got one in Denton now. Yeah, they're moving on.
One down near Austin somewhere, Austin, San Antonio area, somewhere down there around Buda or somewhere. It's supposed to be a big one.
Is that the one that
eight? Ooh, 8 came down pinching the 00 hard. Yeah, we went to a Buc-ee's up there somewhere.
It was like Mesquite area, right?
Yeah, I think that was the one in.
Was that the
one in Terrell? I think it might have been the one in Terrell we went to.
They're everywhere now.
Is that when we were going from the Airbnb to the go-kart track?
It was on our way back, yeah.
Okay. It may have been the one in Terrell.
Well, I bet you two hadn't been to the original one.
Nope.
Down there near Lake Jackson, near the beach. Yeah. Not quite as fancy as the ones are now.
I will say, life-changing experience.
It's different, isn't it?
My life is now complete that I've been to a Buc-ee's.
Oh, they've been around them my whole adult life.
They got one whole wall that's jerky. A whole wall.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
And they got brisket and sausage plates and they have gas. It is gas.
And the wife can go shop and spend $400 on clothes and everything in there.
You can buy a barbecue pit, deer corn.
Yep, everything. They got it all.
They got it.
Everything but liquor.
You forget your kayak at home? We got you too.
They got those too. Sure. I don't even think about it anymore. It's just part of the program, but it's a cool place. If anybody's not been, should always check it out. If you're running through Texas, I think they got a few other stops in Alabama now and other places.
The only thing I ever bought from Buc-ee's was this koozie, because I could put a pint can in it or slim Coors Light can or anything in between. Fits in this fancy koozie.
Man,
Jessica really... Stubfield out there pulling for Stubb, saying, "Hey, keep that car clean out there."
Well, so far
they're just doing a good job.
Yeah, up in 4th place.
That he is, but talk about being a madman possessed here tonight. Double O Joe up 10 spots tonight and challenging for this race lead with Nick Biddy separating themselves kind of from the main part of this field, but Stubbs still hanging around that top 3, top 4, top 5 spot as the 13 Paul Durkee. He's also up 10 spots here tonight, racing around inside this top 5, trying to figure out a way to patiently get by that 79 and maybe get back up to his teammate there in the 19. Right behind him, though, you still got Coleman and Williams having a good fight. We have Anderson and Welch going side by side down through turns 3 and 4. Looks like they're going to still be pretty even here as I come back down across the line.
Well, it's a little bit early to be making any kind of predictions, but if Joe Bennett runs the last 3 quarters of the race like he's run the first quarter, he's going to be the guy to beat, I think. I didn't think he was going to be able to save tires very well running on that low line, but he's moving around now. He's trying different parts of the racetrack. Joe Bennett in that double O is very, very strong tonight. He's probably going to be your guy to beat here, it looks like, at Texas.
I don't know. Nick Biddy's he was great in qualifying. He's looking good right now. Should be a good battle. I think if we can get Derek Welch back up there, he's got a knack for this track. If they get stacked back up, you might have a shot at it.
It's the 73 tries to sneak around the 33 of Paul Ferdiani here. The 23 Mark Collins kind of stuck inside this group, as well as Nathan Stanley. Chris Klein stuck a lap down right now, but he's the only one that 1 lap down, so he's holding on to that lucky dog position, trying to keep up with this main group, and hopefully we'll see some action here towards the end as Nick Biddy opens up a 2.5 lead over the rest of the field. Double O Joe Bennett getting caught up a little bit here by that 19 of Justin Lawson in the 79 of Stubblefield, as Durkee continues to charge here around the 4 of Anthony Williams, as these drivers buckle on in for the long green flag run.
Yeah, the 13, he's got his hands full right now. He's trying to get inside right there. There you see him. He's going to make the pass on Stubblefield. Able to clear him here, but Stubblefield set up for a crossover, and there he goes, going down to the inside. Here comes Anthony Williams. He wants a part of the action.
And that made Stubbs kind of double second guess that move to the inside. So that's going to allow the 19 of Lawson to hold that position and avoid a kind of crossover situation here, as Dylan Bryant continuing to try to get his way back up through this field. Now catching on up back to the 8 and now the 1 of DW.
Well, Anderson's car drives a lot better when it's got a nose piece on it. As right now he's battling with the 4 and the 79. Not sure how he's going to get through this.
Yeah, that's
great
probably
recovery by him so far.
Best battle on a track at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, and look who's right behind him, the 1 of Derek Welch. He's been, as you mentioned, he's fast here at these intermediates, man. He loves these tire managing tracks. He's got his hands full with a Toyota and a Ford right in front of him there. He's going to have to negotiate.
Like Lawson just crossed over Joe Bennett. That was 4 position there for second place.
Well, these guys run 70% fuel.
70%, yep.
70%. So let's see.
Do your calculation on your slide rule.
Man,
Probably right
we're
around
gonna have
lap.
some guys getting close.
Yeah, probably right here around lap 40, I would think, give or take.
I don't think they'll make 50. I'll put it that way.
Well,
It'll be 40 something when they come in.
Well, we're talking about it. I want to talk about the elephant in the room here.
Okay.
We haven't shot down a balloon in over a week. I'm getting concerned about where the balloons are.
I mean, I haven't put up any more in the last few days.
It is a fun way to start a fireworks display now.
It's cheaper than fireworks for us. I mean, it's $400,000 a pop for an AIM-9, but I mean,
Yeah. Well, don't worry about tax money. We don't care about that. They'll be
yeah,
burn through that in no time.
that's already spent. Oh man. Is that all you had?
That was
That's
it. I just thought I was on my
What about-
mind. I was concerned. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine. I thought there was
No, there's
more,
nothing else
like
to it.
maybe
No,
predictions or.
no. I'm enjoying the race. Derek Welch is on the bumper of the 79 at Stubblefield. I don't see any balloons in the sky. Everything's looking good.
Excellent.
As Durkee and Double O Joe continue to have their little bit of a battle here. Looks like Durkee winning that one. It's the 747 to Albert Anderson. Now catching on up to Double O Joe. Like you said, you have that one in the 79 having a good side-by-side battle. Both of those kind of lime green and black machines running around.
They do have similar paint jobs, don't they? Both good-looking cars.
It's my favorite colors right there. That's, everybody wants, a Ferrari or, something fancy. My dream car's a Jeep, but I want it in that green with some black and, oh man.
Oh man, you want to just be a show-off, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do.
And it'll never see any mud or.
Oh no,
off-road or
it'll see
anything.
mud. It would see mud every single day because that's I gotta drive down some dirt roads to get to work.
Oh, that's true.
But no, we got some good fire trails and some forest trails up here.
There you go.
As pit stops
Y'all-
now
y'all have a
underway.
li- Y'all have a little bit of mountainous terrain up there, I guess, don't
Oh
you?
yeah.
They have a lot, don't they? Well, if we get to 1,000 subscribers, you may be able to afford that thing.
Yeah.
Hit the button, guys. We need money.
So we continue to see some pit stops underway. Paul Ferdiani and Nathan Stanley coming on down. Now Brandon Coleman joining the mix down there on pit road as we still have a great bundle of racing here between Double O Joe, the one of DW, getting close down there. Dylan Bryant as well inside this mix as a 79 Stubblefield. So a good little chunk of racing happening here in the middle of this pack.
Man, you see that checkup by Dylan Bryant? It was everything he could, not just to plow into the back of Double O Joe Bennett. He's lost a lot of speed. And he just scraped the wall.
Yeah, right when everybody's calling out their pits.
And
Gray, Kelleher are in.
Leader just called out. He's coming down.
And Nathan Stanley with a very long pit stop. I wonder if he was speeding down there on pit road because he was there for a good 41 seconds.
He may have. I didn't see the flag, but that doesn't mean he didn't get busted.
Race leader Nick Biddy coming on down and in into pit road. Same thing with the 13 of Durkee, 79 of Stubblefield. Sliding their way down on in. 4 of Anthony Williams joining that crowd as well. So Justin Lawson's going to get some lead lap bonus points right now.
Oh,
Some
now
guys
everybody blends
blending
back
back
in.
in.
Yeah,
Yep.
how's that
Nate-
going to work out?
Nathan Stanley, black flag. It just appeared. So did he speed coming out?
Probably. Oh,
Oh no, that's terrible. He's gonna have to come back down.
That's not good
Nick
for anybody.
Biddy, your leader, black flag speeding on pit road.
Oh man,
My goodness.
and they've got the marshal of all marshals down there watching that entrance, making sure people are all checked up, and I gotta be careful down there here tonight.
well,
And
you
they
got to
been
get
on
down to
exit.
you got to
Oh.
get down to 45 miles an hour, and how hard is that to do when you're
That's super
going about
slow.
180?
Definitely.
Well, these extra pit stops are going to kill these guys that got caught for speeding leaving the pits. It's that's going to be very difficult to recover from, if not impossible.
See,
One little mistake could end your night there.
747 Albert Anderson getting some lead laps here. He's not quite ready to come on down into the pits. He did last pit back on lap 7, get damage done, maybe top up on a little bit of fuel there. So He's out there running along. Same thing with Mark Collins. Mac Daddy looking pretty good. He last pitted on lap 13, so he's going to be good for a few laps more.
Yeah, and don't expect these guys to get, another 45 laps out of this tank of fuel because we had caution laps that were going on previous. So keep that in mind. Those guys saved a lot of fuel. I don't think you'll see these guys do more than, 38, 40, maybe 40 laps on this tank if we stay green.
As Albert Anderson jumps on down into pit lane to hit his first green flag pit stop of the evening. Timmy Stubblefield still kind of stuck in between the 1 and the 00, keeping up a good pace here. He's going to find himself up a couple extra spots once when the penalties kind of roll themselves along, and these guys find themselves back here in these groups as the kind of green flag pit stops continue to roll on. Chris Klein, as of right now, being scored in third, but he will have to still make his green flag pit stops here. He's going to be probably pitting around the same time as Mark Collins, as they both came back down and in on lap 13 here. So just positions getting shuffled about here in this first chunk of this race here at Texas this evening, approaching the halfway point.
Do you see anybody trying to make it a two-stop race? I guess it's technically maybe possible, but especially if we get some cautions. But I think you're going to see most of these guys come down 3 times.
I was going to say, you have to make it to at least probably, lap 85 from here? And it'd be close. It'd be a solid, it would be a full 40-lap run if that's the case. So, there's a possibility there you can save a good chunk of gas if you start saving from the get-go here on one of these runs. So, I don't know. We might see one of these guys who are kind of quick with the pace here up at the front. Maybe, not necessarily crowd their way back up here to try to regain the lead, and they just might kind of putz around and save that little bit of fuel.
1 in the 19, pretty good little battle here. Derek Welch and Justin Lawson. Welch getting the better of that situation. He pulls away from him pretty quick here.
Yeah, that was also the looked like that was the 18 of Chris Klein there as well, who still needs to come on down for those green flag pit stops. Josh Kelleher finding himself in a little bit of a mix in some racing action here. Looks like he's got Nick Biddy racing around him. Same thing with Mark Collins there just in front of him. He's just trying to keep pace with these guys, maybe make up a little bit of ground as Timothy Stubblefield finds his way around Chris Klein, moves on up into 4th.
Yeah, they're starting to get in their groove, in their rhythm, I think. Just kind of spread out all over the track at the moment, so should have a nice run here.
It's Chris Klein really feeling it on these old tires now, as driver after driver making their way around him. Now 747 to Albert Anderson, adding his name to the mix. And I'm pretty sure Chris is probably going to be coming down in, well, not this time, but he's got to be coming down here within the next lap or two. He's got to be running pretty short.
He was just out there hoping for a caution, hoping to keep some of that track position and pitting under caution here. But, yeah, to no avail. I think he's going to have to come down here quick. Hey, boys, doing anything for President's Day? You going to buy a mattress or anything? Everybody's having sales. Have nothing to do with President's Day, but they're trying to get you in the store.
Are we even allowed to have that day anymore? It seems like it's not inclusive of everyone. You know what I mean? I mean, why should we celebrate something that
Washington
everybody
and
can't
be?
be?
What you're celebrating, really?
Oh, I thought that was against the rules now. Didn't think we were allowed to celebrate America anymore.
Sure you can. It's a national holiday. That's not changed.
Is it? Not quite sure.
No, Mr. Conspiracy Man, it's not. It's the same.
I know. I just spit facts. I was regurgitating what I've been told.
Ooh, almost going 3 wide there. It's a 79 of Stubblefield getting checked up behind that 19 of Lawson. 747 Albert Anderson coming with a big run, looking to the inside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to work, and then I'm going to go to bed.
Seems like
Sweet.
a nice President's Day.
Yep. I am looking at maybe upgrading my bed, though. I might look at that post.
Are they
Oh,
outside?
Post-holiday.
I love my memory foam. I got one of them memory foam things.
Yeah.
It's been the bomb. I love it.
If I get one, I gotta get it. Because I'm almost 30 now. I'm almost an old man. I gotta get one of those motion beds so you can sit up to read or watch
like
TV.
the hospital, like in the hospital, you hit the button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Those are
no.
cool.
He's talking about when you go to the motor hotel and you drop a
Quarter?
coin in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Magic Fingers. That's what it's. Remember that? Remember Magic Fingers beds?
Yeah, I remember
damn thing was
remember
shaking.
those. That's been a while since they've had those though. English, you're kind of dating yourself.
Well, I don't know. I haven't stayed in a motor hotel in a long time.
Well, the ones they have now are usually left for the degenerates. There's
Pay
not
by
much
the
left
hour
for us.
type thing?
Yeah, well, it's just kind of they're not up to par like they used to be.
Find all these hypodermic needles in the parking
That
lot.
piece of Americana is gone by. Every once in a while, you'll find a nice one.
Yeah, sure.
They got one in town. It's called like the Big Chief Motel or something, and it's got reviews. People are reviewing.
Yeah.
It's like $20 a night or something, $30 a night, and it's bed bugs, this, drugs there,
Ugh.
this, and other people are like, well, it was $20 a night. You kind of know what you're getting into,
Sleep in the bed of my truck. I've done that before.
Yeah, probably be
Camping
safer.
trip. I'll just sleep in the back of my truck.
It was odd. I didn't think we'd get into motor motels, the old motor, like Howard Johnson's. I didn't know we'd get into that tonight. That was interesting. Thanks for bringing that to light.
I don't know where I was going with all that.
I don't either, but I like it.
Either way, we still have the 13 of Paul Durkee up 14 spots on the day, controlling this race, but he's being chased down by that number 1 Numb Thumbs machine. Richard Michelow Gray taking a quick trip through the grass. Ooh, hits a little jump there. Kind of doing a little Dukes of
Hazzard out there. What are you doing?
Doing a little Dukes of Hazzard as he
your thunder there.
drifts through the infield grass and gets her all collected back up.
Richard out there just showing off.
Well, he's just
still.
go for it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say Richard just going out there, marking the lines for them to dig the trenches to, add some more pavement down there.
Yeah, you boys need to put pavement right here. You see where the problem is? That's what he's doing. Stubblefield was, gathering up on the back bumper of Lawson there. Kind of good battle. I think he's still in the mix with him. Right behind him is Joe Bennett, 00 Joe.
As the 1 of DW does make it around that 13 of Paul Durkee, but Paul Durkee not going away without too much of a fight. You also got, like you said, that fight between Lawson and Stubblefield. You also got 00 Joe and Anthony Williams hanging around in this kind of little group.
Stromer joining us. Adam Strom over there on YouTube. Our buddy from Minnesota saying, hey there, fellas. How's everybody doing today? Doing great, man. You're not going to get much more use out of that ice castle you got up there, buddy.
Ice
Warm
melting.
up a little bit.
Yeah, you
Hope
gotta
at
have
least
ice.
enjoys it. Can you do those things year round? Can you use it as a regular RV? I guess you could.
I would hope so. You gotta have a
don't
double
know.
purpose.
Sure. Go camping with it. And you just don't open the little hole in the bottom where you drill through the ice, right? I don't know.
Seems logical to me.
Talking out of school here. I don't know anything about them things. Well, Stubblefield's starting to struggle a little bit here. It looks like he may have gone through the shoes on his car a little bit quick here. Experienced a little bit of extra tire wear here He's kind of trying to modify his line a little bit. Look, he's letting the car
Oh.
slide up the track.
Right in front of him, Lawson hit the wall in turn 4. Wow. I was lucky he didn't collect anyone.
Trump says they do have AC in those things, so you can use them year round. That's a
Makes
pretty
sense.
cool deal.
Yeah.
I like that. You just recently got into RVing there, Turner. You enjoying
Yeah.
it still?
Oh, man, I love the old RV. You can just kind of go out in the woods and have fun. Normally, what I'd like to do is just go to the casino, just park it over there at the KOA. That's when you can really have fun.
I think we're gonna have a pool started on how long is it gonna be before you use number 2 in your RV bathroom? I think it's coming. I don't think you're
Whoa.
gonna be able to hold out forever.
No, that's why you go to the KOA. They have nice bathrooms.
Yeah, but
What
one
is
day
wrong
you're
with
gonna
you?
have one day you're gonna, y'all are gonna have tamales or something, and something's not gonna be right, and you're gonna panic, and you're not gonna make it all the way to the KOA Country Club bathroom up there. You're gonna have to use the bathroom in the RV. I don't know how we got on this.
Well, you got on that one. I don't know where you're going with that, but I do enjoy my RV. It's been a blast.
Well, it's a
recommend
good
it to
getaway
everyone.
too, because you keep
Yeah.
your setup at the house. So I mean, if you
Yeah.
ever need a getaway, need some solitude, catch up on some, some paperwork or something, you can just go up there and kick on the AC and sit, and
Yep.
turn on the radio,
That's
have
what
some peace.
happens. Yeah. Get away from all these people around the house that I don't always get along with. You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Daniel Baker knows the KOAs are the bomb.
Yeah, man.
All the amenities are class.
Yeah, washing machines and everything down there, don't they?
Yep. That's
Like,
good
for
stuff.
doing laundry.
It's like the Buc-ee's of the campgrounds. Oh, Yahtzee.
Indeed, it's the 33 Ferdiani. Looks like he's coming back out of the pits here from lap 68 pit stop. Albert Anderson jumping his way up onto the front of this leaderboard here.
Dan Baker, don't let Adam fool you. He pays for full hookup too, but he's just afraid to use that Blackwater tank. I don't know.
Just gonna.
Oh, the one got in the wall too.
Yeah, just gonna make sure you use that right toilet paper, otherwise it fools the sensor
Huh.
and sticks around for forever.
You gotta use that the kind that I guess it biodegrades in the tank there or something.
Or just use a bidet and
Just put your toilet paper in a
trash can. Yeah.
in a Walmart sack and throw it in the outside trash can.
Yeah.
Or burn pile or whatever you got.
Well, I don't know if I want to be burning that.
Burns up like everything else.
Well,
Just don't sit there over top
yeah,
of
well,
it.
yeah. I was gonna
Be
say
huffing the fumes. I mean, whoa! Look at the 03 make a move on the one. Golly, about got in the grass.
almost as he. The saying is, a loose race car is a fast race car, and man, he was getting that thing as loose as it could get, and got that big run there to pass DW. As we get a little changing of the guard going on here up at the front. And yet, Dan, I know it's thin, but trust me, from a guy who's replaced his tank 2 times now, it's just go with the thin.
Ooh.
Well, I can't say my tank. It's not my RV, but
Oh, we're back on the RV stuff.
Yeah, we're still talking about Blackwater tanks and
I used the gray water tank. I used the full hookup. I just
they just don't want to break it in. It's
the
all right.
Blackwater tank is used for one thing. Big deal. It keeps the value a little higher.
they break down just the same from all the UV rays and all that stuff. So You'll have to replace it eventually.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'll just get a new one.
I know I'm right because that's what's going on now. We are having UV issues. And,
Oh, Lord.
thankfully, we found the crack in the gray water. It wasn't the black water that was cracking and leaking.
Guys are way spread out now. It's
Mhm.
it's hard to get more than one car in a frame here.
Yeah, I mean the front three are doing still kind of. Actually, the front four, Paul Durkee's still kind of lurking around there. It's we're coming on up here, Mr. English. Gonna be rounding out to around that lap 80, lap 85 mark here.
Here's
Yeah, we're gonna see
something
if these
else.
guys come down for a little money stop action. What you got there, Adam?
Well, Derek Welch is now behind Dylan Bryant. Dylan Bryant net coded him and turned him early in the race. Now, do you think it's time
Oh, payback
for
maybe?
Derek Welch to turn Dylan Bryant?
I
That's
don't
just
think-
the evil in my head.
I don't think Derek
Not
would
yet.
do that intentionally. You know, coming out of turn 4 on the last lap. If he's got to use him up, yeah, I think he'd probably use him up. But
I guess I'm just hoping for something crazy to happen.
Dan Baker hit the nail on the head there. He says, you know, Anderson's got long run speed. Albert's been out there saving, doing one heck of a job. He's keep in mind too. He's got to be just. He's not running as fast as he can run. I'm sure he's just out there managing gap. Right? You're watching that relative screen in the corner there, looking at the gap between yourself and the car behind you. He's just trying to manage that gap. I bet.
As well as
Yeah, Daniel, I'm with you. I don't think Derek would use him up like that, but I coming out of turn 4, if it's for a win, I don't know. Derek's going to lean on him a little bit, I bet.
Double O Joe Bennett
I
joining
would.
us with the face cam here tonight. You can see his cheerleaders in the background rooting them on. I know they're a little bored right now. They're playing on the Nintendo or whatever they're playing on. Also have that 73 of Josh Kelleher joining us with the driver cam as well. He's all serious and locked in for the evening. He's got his racing gloves on.
These longer races, you know, you're going around these turns over and over and over and over. I mean,
Dylan Bryant just made the pass
Gloves
on
are a good
Albert
idea.
Anderson.
he's got a little bit of lap traffic to deal with right here. The 110 of Richard Michelob Gray, who goes down in the grass again.
Well, it's tough. You want to stay to the inside, you know,
Right.
as people are going around you on the outside. And man, that grass, it just cuts in. There's no like rumble strip or curbing or anything. It just goes from pavement to grass down there. And it really doesn't give you any room for error.
But I see what he's doing there. He's trying to stay out of these guys' way.
Nah, Richard, you own that road. You do what you want. You
Yeah, man.
drive your line. Don't
Well,
get
right
out of the
now,
way for nobody.
He's in line for the lucky dog. Should we get a caution here soon? At least until Dylan Bryant passes Kelleher here, which that might be a little ways off still.
As Gray and Coleman come on down for what could possibly be their final pit stops, but for them, that would be extremely close on fuel, kind of on the short end of the stick. I mean, we're still about a lap away from being close on fuel to making it.
Yeah, I think if pitting early, you know, it's a little bit of a gamble. But if they do get a late caution or two, they could make it on fuel. Here comes Paul Durkee. A couple other guys on the radio saying they're coming down. I think this is going to be the mass pit stop window here that we were just discussing.
Starting to look that way. What will the strategy be for the guys up front? We're going to see that play itself out here shortly. I think they're just going to try to run it out of fuel, follow the leader.
They'll wait till they got a good lap and a half left in the tank before they hit the pit lane.
Have you ever miscalculated fuel?
Yes.
And run out? Yeah. It's a terrible feeling.
Yeah, especially if you start sputtering right after you pass the pit entrance. I've done that before and just had to coast around and try to make it back. That's a terrible, terrible feeling. See your fuel pressure just drop out and the engine starts sputtering. Terrible. I don't think I've ever done it during one of our endurance races. We have pretty good spotter communication stuff during those. Nick Biddy's coming down. So is the 9 machine of Joe David. I'm with you, Brian. I'm curious to see when these leaders are going to come down. Oh, caution's out. The one is in the wall. Paul Durkee taking responsibility for that. He got into him. That is on the back stretch.
Was that
he was trying to
tires?
reblend.
Oh, was blend again?
Oh, yeah. One was trying to reblend and got into the one.
Oh, no. Durkee just lost it on his own.
Oh, yeah. Durkee was losing it as the one was coming back out onto the track. And that, that pit exit gets a little tight there. And the one of DW couldn't do anything. He couldn't go up any higher because then it would have been a penalty for an unsafe pit exit on his end. So then just doing as much as I could to avoid the contact there, but not quite enough, bringing out the caution here.
Well, that
Who's this going to hurt the most? I mean,
it's going to be... this one's going to hurt quite a few people, I think. And one of them is going to be that 32 Nick Biddy, who was trying so hard to try to stay in that kind of lucky dog spot, get his lap back from the... what you want to call it? The penalty he took earlier on. As he was one of your favorites running away with it. Well, he's still going to be stuck that one lap down. Dylan Bryant, who came down on lap 87, is going to be your leader. Looks like Lawson and Collins all coming on down into the pits, hitting their pit box. And basically everybody going to be able to get the wave around here and either get back onto the lead lap or get pretty dang close.
Jessica Stubblefield asking if DW used his fast repair last time he got involved in an accident. I think he probably did. He had pretty heavy damage in that first accident. Several drivers with some pretty good damage, including the 13 of Paul Durkee.
Yeah, and Durkee mentioned that I think he had some new tires that helped to cause that issue. He apologized to Derek Welch. Derek Welch took his apology. Everybody's happy. I mean, they're not gonna fight. That's what basically I'm saying. Sure, Derek's not happy, but things happen in racing.
Trying to figure out what happened with the 03 of Dylan Bryant, who's having to let everybody around.
Did he get trapped?
He may have gotten a... did he enter a closed pit, maybe?
I wonder if he was on his way in and the yellow flag came out.
Maybe.
Could have been. Yeah, that's what it seems
like.
Oh,
well, if that's the case, man, what a terrible stroke of luck that is. Going from, leading the race to now you're going to be on the tail end of the longest line. Because even if they clear the penalty so you don't have to come down a pit, you're still going to be at the end of the longest.
We're going
to
let the field do its field things here. Normally, under caution, we'd like to get a driver interview underway, but these guys are going to be running around the pace car here in just a minute. As just kind of what happens when a long green flag run ends with a caution under pit stops. Everybody's got to get all cycled back around and all that kind of stuff. It becomes, a 7-ring circus here.
For sure.
End is in sight. I want to thank once again everybody joining us out there on the YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't already. If you like what you see, that is. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We sure appreciate all of our subscribers, old and new. And everybody for chatting it up in the chat, man. It makes it a lot more interesting for us, when you guys are engaged, and you always are, and we sure appreciate it. And we're still growing, shooting for the stars here, and you guys are the reason why we're successful here so far. So thank y'all so much for showing up every day.
Wait, we're shooting for the stars?
I don't know.
Yes. Well, no, you shoot for the moon, so that way if you miss, you hit the stars.
The stars
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not getting on that Bezos.
Well, that thing doesn't make it to the moon anyway. It
Okay,
barely makes it 100 feet into the air.
I'm making a point. I'm not getting on that thing with that guy. That guy is ruining America.
Nobody in
It's
the
like,
thing is
I
even
got so-
flying it. They're
I
just
got so
riding it.
much money. Look, I'm just going to start throwing stuff into space. No, you're wasting money, and it's a joke.
You're wasting money.
You're just burning up money. You might as well take your millions and burn it like the cartel had to down in Colombia back in the day. God.
I'll if Elon called me up and said, "Hey, we need someone to volunteer to go to Mars for about 6 years. Would you do it?"
Would you do it?
I would do it.
Really?
Would
I'd
you
go to
really?
Mars. Yeah.
I probably got 6 years left. I don't think I'd do it.
You probably got 6 years of life left.
Yeah, I don't think I'd make it. I'd
It's
probably
been
be
a
the
hard
first
life.
guy to die out there in the middle of the space and just dump me,
Well, you have to learn to read first, probably before they put you in charge of a space thing. Oh, we're going back green here.
And that we are. As the green flag is out, and away we go. Final 35 laps of this race now underway as 23 and the 19 get things started off side by side. A long line of single line traffic behind them. Here as the 19 jumps out to a quick early lead. The 03 of Dylan. Oh,
Reckon 19. The
19.
19.
Ooh, that's collecting a few others in the
that
back.
big one.
Lord knows. That was
Kelleher,
tires.
big damage.
Oh man. Everybody got caught up in that.
I think
Seemed
you're right,
like-
Adam. New tires, baby. That's it. They were not warmed up.
And then up on that high line can get a little slick there. Oh man, heavy contact with I think that was the one of DW there as well. DW just getting collected in everything here tonight.
Oh, he's had terrible luck. Yeah, that's cold or hot. Yeah, cold tires.
Cold tires, cold track.
Well, it's just snapped around when he. Oh no, that he snapped around because of the contact. I see now. Contact with the one again. The one's like a magnet out there for the contact tonight.
The 19 coming on down, hitting his pit box. The 73, Josh Kelleher, probably going to come on down. And I don't know if he used his fast repair yet or not. I think he was involved in an incident earlier on, so he may not have that fast repair left. So it's a possibility of some manual damage repairing for Kelleher. As it looks like Mark Collins coming on down and in, topping up on that fuel, making sure he's got enough. Maybe he's got the extra set of tires he's saving up here for the final 20 or so laps that they're going to have left. Chris Klein out here running around, finding his way back up here to the front after that kind of first incident that we had.
Jennifer Racing, let's do this, Stub Nation. He's got a good shot here. He's going to have a good position here on this restart. Jessica Stubblefield laughing about the 6 years you got left. I think you got more than that. I mean, Crown is a natural preservative of your organs, isn't it? Aren't you kind of pickled? So
to a
pickles last
degree.
a long time.
Yeah, I've just had so much anger and
Well, it's the hypertension that's going to get you, huh?
yeah. I mean, I take medicine for it, but I got a lot of other
Yeah, we're
things.
on
It's
the
not
same
just
stuff.
it's not just the crown. It could be the UFOs that are going to get me. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I get mad at stuff like the Oilers leaving, 25
Here
years
we
ago.
go, starting this stuff. Don't start it with the Tennessee folks on the channel.
No, I mean they're
again.
part of the problem.
They're part of the problem.
Oh man, I'll probably get in trouble for that one. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that kills me.
I had something to say about the race, but you guys got me sidetracked. here.
Sorry. Dan Baker
Yeah.
says, I think Anderson's got some damage up there. Let me switch cameras here on my end. Look at a rear chase view. He doesn't have any aero damage on the front.
I'll say I don't think I see any damage at all.
He's definitely shutting his motor off, though.
Well, he might be
definitely
saving
used-
some fuel because he pitted on lap 86, so he's trying to save as much fuel as possible. I think.
He definitely used the fast repair early, and so. Oh, here's what I was going to say. What if you're in the back of the field here? Do you come down and top off on fuel?
Oh, absolutely.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what I would do.
100%. Justin Lawson has put his car on the trailer. He is done for the night.
That was a rough one there.
Lawson,
the last
yeah.
one.
Driver of the 19. Heavy contact there. And not able to continue.
I got a feeling that 73 of Josh Kelleher is not too far behind. Missing a few bits and pieces. The one of DW might be joining that crowd as well here. He's run out of his fast repairs and has some good amount of damage left to do on that machine. But we're going to have the 03 Dylan Bryant get things started off here up at the front, followed by the 747 of Albert Anderson. 18 Chris Klein making a comeback. Here, going to start in third. 00 Joe still hanging around like you were saying there, Mr. English. He's going to be one of those guys watch for out here on the end, especially if he can save some tires for a little bit longer of a run. Anthony Williams, Mark Collins, Joe David, and Paul Durkee still all running up here on this lead lap. Stubblefield looks like he's going to be your first car one lap down. He's going to be fighting with Richard Gray here for that lucky dog spot as Nick Biddy leaves the pit lane here after getting some damage fixed. He's also going to be fighting for that lucky dog in case something happens.
And Kelleher's chiming in on YouTube saying, I'm all done. Usually turn my fast repair off until I need it. Bad judgment call there. And then he put last pot stop. And then he tried to correct it. And it still said pot. So
Yeah, we know.
I know. Pot on the brain, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, he said he hates it for everybody that got involved in there. DW didn't deserve to get taken out again coming out of the pits. I mean, stuff happens, man. Mike Adamson pulling for the Limitless guys out there. Out there, Anderson going to be starting outside row number 1.
Yeah, Josh saying smoke another one, Josh.
Spoke another one.
Well, he is down there in Massachusetts where it's clean and legal. Like, I actually see those billboards.
Recreational too?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's billboards for
okay.
these like cannabis shops up there, and I'm just like, well, that's not, shoving it into the rest of our faces who aren't allowed to partake or anything.
Well, here we go. Pace car is down, boys.
And it is as the field gets back up and running here. Green flag racing, closing in on the final 30 laps of this race. We got one coming out of turn number 4 at full speed, Cole. As they go speeding down into turns 1 and 2. The 747 following the 03 with the 18 and 00 Joe fighting behind them. You still got those green machines fighting for some positions back there as well. That's the one of DW, Mark, also Stubblefield, and the 9 of David trying to get some good positions made up here. Stubblefield trying to hang on to that lucky dog driver spot here as he's currently in 10th right now, that one lap down, trying to stay in front of Richard Michelob Gray and Nick Biddy. They're about half a second behind him here as the 32 of Biddy looking to make a move here on that 110 machine. While up at the front in the meantime, we got 00 Joe trying to hold off a very fast charging 18, and 4 of Anthony Williams.
Yeah, good to see Anthony Williams up there doing well. He's had his struggles here this season in NTRL, but that 4 machine looking pretty quick out here. I think he might be a shoe-in on these intermediates that we have coming up next season as well.
Well, I'll tell you who's working harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter tonight. That's Josh Kelleher's pit crew. 8 minutes required, 5 minutes optional, and that's why he's done for the night.
Well, he needs to get out of the car, unbuckle, get out of the car, and help swing a hammer or run a sawzall or something. Help that crew out.
Go eat a hot dog or something.
Go get an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
As Dylan Bryant, Mad Max Machine himself, 30.39, your fastest lap of this race, as he tries to open up that air gap between he and Albert Anderson. Yeah, it's the racing for the Lucky Dog spot continues to heat on up here as Stubblefield, Biddy, Richard, Michelob Gray, all inside of a blanket of each other as Michelob gets up into the outside wall. Able to corral it back down onto the racetrack, but he is being shuffled kind of back out of this fight as the 18 machine. He's getting, looks like he's going to get passed here by that 79 at Stubblefield. Again, not for position right now, but every position counts here for Stubblefield, trying to stay in front of that 32.
And Kelleher says he is out of the car helping him wrench on that thing, trying to get that 73 back roadworthy. Get out there and just at least complete a few laps. He may make a couple of attrition positions out here if he gets that thing out here pretty quick. But
you know what's amazing is all the problems that Derek Welch has had. He's still in 6th place. He's been involved in all kinds of issues tonight, but he's still running.
On that one.
Yeah, he's still running up front.
Ain't no quitting that one.
Turning and burning, wheeling and stealing goes that one machine, trying to catch on up to the 9 of Joe David, as Anthony Williams still hanging around in 4th, right where he started to, but don't make that sound like it's a bad night. He's been doing a great job up there all race long, looking to try to get his name up there onto that podium as 00 Joe Bennett continues to try to chase down that 747 of Albert Anderson, who's slowly watching that 03 of Dylan Bryant trail off into the distance a little bit.
Yeah, man, these guys up front, they're just, I know we use the term too much. They're out there putting on a clinic. That's exactly what they're doing. If these other drivers want to know how to race an intermediate and save tires and, you know, be successful and manage track position, watch these front few cars. These guys are doing everything right. And sometimes, you know, you do everything right and you can still get involved in something, but I know Albert's been frustrated the last few races he's run where, especially at the plate tracks and stuff where he's been taken out, but yeah, how about 00 Joe and all the hard work he's put in here and, you know, working his way up through the field. I don't know if he's your biggest charger here today. It may be Joe David.
Yeah, it's Joe David, but still 00 Joe's up 9.
Yeah.
So pretty big moving and shaking. Derek Welch did just get past, so he might be feeling some of that damage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with one fast repair, you know, that'll usually take care of you, but man, some of these guys, Derek being one of them, just finds himself at the wrong place, wrong time. And as the old bumper sticker said, you know, stuff happens. That's not what
it actually said something else.
Yeah, you get the idea.
You were real rowdy in the 80s if you had one of those bumper stickers. That was about as rowdy as it got back then. Now they have all kinds of bumper stickers telling everybody to F this, F that. Man, are we not civilized anymore? Have we lost a little touch of civilization?
I only have one bumper sticker on my truck, and that I had it on there. I had it on the last truck I had too. The only bumper sticker I had is the "We Got Your Back," you know, the thin blue line bumper sticker.
Nice.
For our
I got
guys
the one that says something about Area 51. Follow me to Area 51.
We're gonna go raid Area 50. Were you one of those people trying to raid it?
No, I'm not that stupid. No, why would I try to raid something where there's guys with 50 caliber machine guns just waiting for me to come through the fence? Probably not a good idea.
Raid Area 51. Jessica Stubblefield says, "Hey, you need to find one of those bumper stickers on Amazon. You probably find one. I'm sure people are printing them again." Daniel Baker says that gap's closing up there. We need to watch that gap up front there.
That's Double O Joe closing in on that 747 of Albert Anderson. Dylan Bryant trying to open up that lead more and more here as Chris Klein and Paul Durkee have a good little fight ahead of them. Same thing with that 9 of Joe David. DW kind of falling off the pace now. I think he's really feeling. I got a feeling he's got some suspension damage, not necessarily aero damage on that machine, because he has looked like it is tight.
She's plowing. Yep, I think you might be right there.
Whatever's wrong with it, it's not good. Had a good night, just got torn up a little bit. He'll live to fight on next week at Atlanta. Fun track. I'm sure he'll do well there.
Mike Adamson talking about his friend and teammate out there, Limitless Motorsports teammate, Albert Anderson, said that Albert's he's calm and cool right now in that car.
He always is.
Yeah,
that's why he's America's driver. Yeah.
And Chris Klein making the move there on the 9, able to sneak on through as everything's starting to kind of heat on up here with 14 laps left to go. The race coming to a close here. Still got Stubbs still hanging around out there trying to keep that lucky dog position just in case something happens. He's about half second clear of that 32 of Nick Biddy.
Well, I got a pool, if y'all want to do a pool, like a pool question.
Swimming pool?
Like we'll do a pool of like one bet's this way, one bet's the other way of what happens first.
All right. What are the two events?
The two options are gigantic train crash where all kinds of chemicals get blown into the air, or another poultry farm or cattle farm gets destroyed by fire. Which happens first? Oh.
Or how?
It's even 50-50. Even 50-50. I got you.
I don't know.
Or how about a more realistic one?
A green white checker.
Yes or no? Get your
a real vote.
A real vote.
Okay.
Haven't done one of those in a hot minute here.
I don't know, man, because everybody's so spread out, but at the same time, you got to think about the guys that are going to be taking chances, pushing their car over their limits.
Yeah, I don't think so personally, but
I think they got a shot at it. We're starting to crowd back up, as Mike mentioned. Was it Mike that mentioned the gap? No, it was Daniel Baker. Said the gap's closing. Look how close these guys are getting now. I don't know. I think we got a shot at a green-white checker. Jessica Stubblefield says, for sure, the train derailment.
See, she's picking up what I'm putting down. People are paying attention out there.
I live right by the train track.
I don't want it to happen near you.
That are coming by my house, and I hope I never... I hope that never happens here.
Well, they should pay you extra for living there. They should have to pay you to subject you to potential death and mayhem.
Derek Welch done for the night. He's not going to get those repairs done. Mike Adamson says he'll be back next week racing here. Daniel Pochlock says he thinks Klein's going to take a top 3 here.
He's definitely got his work ahead of him here. Sitting in 5th. About call it a little over a second behind Anthony Williams, and then another second behind Double O Joe, who's hunting down Albert Anderson here for that second place spot. 9 laps to go, going on to 8 laps remaining now.
Jessica Stubblefield predicts we're going to have a good size wreck here in the next few laps, or next couple of laps, I should say.
Yeah.
And with 6 votes, 83% of people saying yes, we will see a GWC. So as we get down to it, we're closing in.
Well,
Joe
only
Joe
6
David.
votes. Come
Yeah.
on, guys. You can do better than that. Joe
Ooh.
David just hit the wall.
Yep.
Held on to it.
I was just checking out the paint job on that Ford that he's got. It's another one of those blue and green paints that looks awesome. And he just knocked all the paint off the right-hand side of that thing, right in front of Stubblefield. Here comes Stubblefield in that 79 Toyota right behind him.
And Stubblefield not for position here, but the 23 of Mark Collins is, as they continue to battle their way around turns 3 and 4. A little bit of a staggered run there. No one really getting the best out of turn number 4. Things are going to still remain kind of tight on up here as they head on down back into turns 1 and 2. 6 laps now remaining. Albert Anderson really feeling the pressure now with 00 Joe Bennett hanging off that rear end.
Richard Gray is texting us on the YouTube over there saying, AAA, great job, guys. Thank you, Richard. Great job by you out there. Are you done for the night there, Richard?
He's been sitting in the pits for about 9 minutes.
Has he been sitting in the pits?
Yeah, he hit that wall pretty hard. Damaged suspension a little bit. It's 00 Joe looking to the outside here, trying to maybe get the run on that 747 Albert Anderson. Not quite there just yet as Anderson blocks that inside lane. These drivers giving it all they got here for the final few laps that are remaining. Joe David now going side by side with that 23 and Mark Collins. Mark Collins sliding up through the inside. Does he get the run off the corner? Not quite clear yet as they come back down across the line. He will have that spot going down into turns 1 and 2 though.
Daniel Baker says, if this thing stays green, Bryant's going to win this thing. Larry Dickerson's going to be full-time with us next week on Sundays. Good to have him back. Yeah, Richard said just too much damage on that 110 car. He's they're not going to be able to fix it, so he can get out there and make a couple of attrition laps. It's too late for that anyway, I think. We're about to go, 2 to go?
3 laps remaining as 00 Joe finds his way around that 747 of Albert Anderson, but Albert Anderson not going away quietly here, trying to get a run on that bottom side. Not able to get the run out of the corner, but still enough momentum to try to stay up there with 00 Joe as that 03 of Dylan Bryant comes back down across the line. 2 laps now remaining.
Just gap management time. 03 Dylan Bryant, he's got this win in his pocket. If it stays green, he just needs to manage that gap, hit his marks, take care of the car.
Heading down the back stretch, really the closest race for positions right now is between that 00 and the 747, but that's about a half second as 00 starting to kind of put the screws to Albert Anderson here and try to drive away as the white flag waves. So no green-white checker finish here tonight. This one will finish on this lap. Dylan Bryant out there with a solid 2-second lead. Looks like Albert trying to close in one final time on that 00 machine. Anthony Williams starting to close in on Albert Anderson here as well, making their way back down the back straightaway for the final time down into turns 3 and 4. Well, go get the sheriff, go get the preacher, man, because Dylan Bryant has shot him dead. He got the win here at Texas tonight. As 00 Joe crosses the line, he gets second. Albert Anderson able to hold off the charging 4 of Anthony Williams for third.
And he was charging, boy. Anthony Williams had something for him, I think, if it would have lasted a little bit longer than that. A couple seconds back, Chris Klein, the 18, rounds out your top 5.
Well, he won the 6 shooters. I think you do win some 6 shooters here at Texas when you win. So cool. Timothy Stubblefield, one of the fan favorites, made a top 10, looks like. Got a top 10 finish.
Yeah, he was threatening for a top 5 early, just didn't work out for him. Stubbs, your first car 1 lap down in 9th, right where he started.
Just got caught up that 1 lap down from some green flag pit stops and just couldn't get that lucky dog to go his way. As Dylan Bryant celebrates, doing some impressive burnouts down there. Those are pretty tight.
As long as you got fuel in it, burn it down.
that happened to Stenhouse today.
He ran
He
out
would,
of
he
it.
would like to have done some burnouts after winning the Daytona 500, but didn't have the fuel. Man, it's Texas is a great track. We saw some great racing today, and once we got into some long runs here, we saw who the guys were that were really the wheel men out there, the guys that were taking care of their tires and doing a great job managing their track position. And here you go, the cream always rises to the top, as they say.
And that it does. And we can get some of these interviews started here underway. Getting us started off with the 747 of Albert Anderson, starting to show a little bit of prowess on these mile and a half here, Albert. But it did look a little dangerous there for another race just being taken out of by, an incident that unfortunately would have collected you. But you stuck with it, found yourself up there on a third place podium finish here, buddy.
Yeah, I come really close there. I've been getting taken out a lot, getting caught up in accidents, and luckily I was able to use a fast repair and recover. I had a really fast car tonight. I had that Bill Gates Microsoft chip in the computer, so that put me on a podium.
Well, Adam says we're going to have to tech that ECM module and everything you got up there on the dash. He's going to come down there. He's going to have a NASCAR official meet you down there and pound all that stuff and take all that Microsoft stuff out of there. But in all seriousness, you had a great race out there. A little bit of trouble early, a little contact with a couple of cars, but way to recover out there, bud.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was, it was a good points night. I believe I was second in points coming in tonight. So Derek was first in points, I believe. So it was a good points night for me. And hopefully we can continue on to next week.
Yeah, well, Bill Gates didn't kill you tonight. Thank goodness. I thought he got you there early, but you persevered. Next week is Atlanta. What do you think about your chances there? And anybody you want to give some shout outs to?
Love Atlanta. I have 2 wins there. Hopefully I can do it again next week. And that is an awesome track. I enjoy it. A lot of guys don't like it, but I really enjoy it. And thanks to my teammates. Mike, he's not here tonight, but Derek Welch and Mark Collins and NTR for putting the race on. Derek does a phenomenal job. He keeps everything fair, and there's some good racing here. I really love racing with NTR, and my family and fans, and you guys in the booth, man. I love watching the replays. You guys make it all worthwhile.
Well, great job out there tonight, Albert. America's driver coming home at one of America's favorite tracks here tonight at Texas. Congratulations on the third place finish here, buddy. Great job, and we look forward to seeing you out here again on Wednesday night here, buddy.
All right, guys. Thank you much. We'll see you Wednesday night, and we'll see you next week back here with NTR at Atlanta.
I love Atlanta too, man. It always produces some great material for us as broadcasters. I know the racers love it as well.
And that indeed, as we head on up the podium to tonight's second place finisher and able to just save enough rubber there is the 00 Joe Bennett taking over that second place spot from Albert Anderson. Congratulations on the great run here tonight, Joe. Your hard charger of the day, up 10 spots on the evening as well. That was definitely a hard-fought second for you there, buddy.
Yeah, I was really disappointed with myself on the qualifying. I was way faster earlier in the practice session I was running, and I was disappointed. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna slowly work my way up, and I worked my way up pretty fast. And then I pitted early to go ahead and take an extra set, and then I worked my way back up there again. And Nick Biddy was just so fast, I used up all my tires trying to get around him. And then I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, and then I finally got some rubbers on her, and I calmed down a little bit and got it in a rhythm.
We did do some picks kind of early in the race. We were talking a little bit about who we liked and stuff, and I see the consistency that you have here at these mile and a halves, intermediate tracks, and yeah, man, Nick Biddy was running away, but you were consistent and took care of your car, and you were my pick to win this thing. You came really close, but great job out there tonight. Atlanta is on tap next week. Not, it's similar than it's the same, but it's different, right? So it's going to be a tire management track, but Atlanta runs more like a super speedway now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Atlanta's tricky, man. You really gotta watch your tire wear because then you can't hold the bottom. You start sliding up into the top. So yeah, Atlanta's definitely a tricky track for sure.
Well, you weren't tricked tonight. Good job, second place. It's not bad. I know you won it first, but sure you'll take a nice second place for the points. And you got any shout out or anything like that?
Yeah, Papa Joe was over here earlier and he was watching me firsthand, but I don't know if he made it home in time to watch the end. But I always shout out to him, and then NTG, for running all the leagues, and Plus EV, Paul, Zeth, Kevin, got Cubby over there, Nathan, and all those guys are just, man, they're just super awesome guys, man. I love racing with them, and even everybody at NTG, man, it's clean racing. We had a couple bugs at first, we got it out of our systems, and we were good to go. And then shout out to you guys for broadcasting all the time. I love hearing you guys. My dad's like, all the time, he's like, man, those guys, man, broadcasters, man, they know what they're talking about, man. I enjoy listening to them. So big shout out to you guys too.
We love it when he watches, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, and big props to you here tonight, bringing home the second place finish, charging back up there through that field. Congratulations, Joe. Go enjoy this one, and we'll see you guys back out here in action on Friday night here, buddy.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
And with that, we'll move on up to tonight's championship winner. Rolling around here with two pistols here, Turner. He's going to be safe heading down there through Waco, rolling snake eyes and whatnot. Mr. Dylan Mad Max Bryant picking up the big win here tonight. Congratulations there, Dylan. I know you got kind of caught up a little bit there with DW, a little bit of netcode. You try to stay off of them, all that kind of stuff. But you had a heck of a run out here tonight.
Oh yeah, man. Well, it was a long race, to be honest. With the contact I had with Derek, I knew that it was close, and you know, he said that it was netcode, but if it was me. Like, I do not race that way at all, and like after it went back green, I stayed in the very back, and I lost like a second and a half. I was just trying to get my mind back straight and stuff, because I felt that bad about the contact between Derek and myself, and he's just been getting caught up in everybody's stuff, and I definitely won't try to be just somebody else to hit him, and spin him out. So I try to hit the brakes as he was spinning and stuff, and I had to use up my fast repair and everything. So, but yeah, other than that, though, I came from the back to the front. I had a super duper fast car, and Texas is here, and Michigan is the two tracks that I have circled. I feel like that they are more in control of driver and not everybody else. So I'm trying to gain as many points as I can with the tracks that are more in my control, and hopefully by winning them, because at the restrictor plate race, I would like at least like a 10-point gap with second place if I can just keep on running good when it comes down to the last race of the season.
Well, we talked a lot about consistency with Joe Bennett here just a minute ago, because he ran a pretty consistent race. But man alive, that 03 Toyota of yours was just, you were on fire out there tonight. You obviously know how to turn some laps at these mile and a halves. Talk a little bit about Atlanta coming up. It runs more like a super speedway now than anything else. And also talk to the folks out here that need to find you and follow you on Facebook at Dylan Bryant Sim Racing on Facebook, and talk a little bit about what kind of content you have over there.
Well, it's just something that I just kind of started up. I still got to save up and I'll snag up a streaming camera. But if anybody wants to go ahead and follow or like the page, um, it's on Facebook, and um, I will start to do more of the more of the streaming of in car during the races and stuff. And yeah, it's just something I want to try to kind of give the fans a view of inside the car, and not just on like the AAA broadcast, which I highly recommend them to watch the broadcast instead of me, because there's a lot more action. But yeah, yeah, just with Atlanta, I probably need to follow Albert Anderson there, the 747, because he's pretty good at Atlanta, and I think that he won the first race there or something. So maybe I could follow him and learn a few tricks and stuff. And he's a like everybody in the league's great, but um you know with him, with the America's driver, man, he's the same guy on the track and off the track. I respect him a lot and stuff, and just to be able to share a podium with him means a lot to me. And Joe's a great guy. Um, he always races me clean, and so does everybody else. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Atlanta. Try to get as much points as I can, and hopefully follow Mr. Albert around that track, and hopefully snag up a decent finish.
Well, you did tonight. You got the top finish. Good job. Congratulations. And any shout outs or anything like that?
Yeah, just to I'm to Derek for everything he does for the league and stuff, and I am one of his fans. I like to see him do good and stuff, and you know tonight was just another a bad night for him. So, but a shout out to him, everything that he does, all the admins and NTRL. It's a great league. I would advise any of the fans watching y'all's broadcast that wants to try it out, snag them up a PC and a wheel. I started off with a PlayStation 4 controller, and I got 25 official wins with a controller. So you don't have to
Oh
snag
man.
up. Yeah, yeah. So you don't have to buy a wheel and stuff to start off with, but it just it just makes it feel that much better. So also to y'all, Adam, Allen, and Allen, y'all do great. Hands down, my favorite broadcast team. Um, After
Thanks,
the
man.
race, I go right back into the broadcast and I watch it from start to finish. So a shout out to y'all, of course. I don't know if y'all can see AAA broadcast, but it's on my car. But with the all the metallic shiny blue on it, it kind of fades it in some, but it is on there. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. I'm thinking about making it bigger, and that way it stands out a tad bit more. So because hey, like it's a great job that y'all all three do, and I look forward to it. So and then my girlfriend, want to give a shout out to her. Want to give a shout out to Larry Dickerson. He's been getting into some arguments lately and stuff, but I'm trying to talk him down some and make his aggression not as much. So, but but other but other than that, though, I hope y'all have a great night.
Well, Dylan, you did a great job out here tonight, finding your way up there onto that top step of the podium. Congratulations here, man. Enjoyed this win, and can't wait to see you guys back out here in action again next week.
Oh yeah, woohoo!
Awesome win for Dylan there. Happy for him.
At that, it was. As we go ahead and kind of wind things down just a little bit here tonight, and kind of get this party re-racked up until Wednesday. But boys, there we go. Another good race at Texas. Why this track is starting to join our favorites like Michigan and Vegas and digging whatnot.
Miami?
Miami's up there. Man, they're starting to do a pretty good job racing around here.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Adam, but the intermediate races that these mile and a halves that we watch are becoming some of my favorite. And y'all aren't going to want to miss Atlanta next week, because that one is kind of a cross between the intermediate mile and a halves and super speedway racing. I mean, you get the best of both worlds. Please, please, please don't forget to tune in next Sunday. That's going to be a great one. I can't wait.
Yeah, I like these mile and a halves. It really puts it in the driver's control. So we're going to see the same thing next week. Looking forward to it.
That indeed. As we take a look at tonight's finishing order here of the evening, 03 Dylan Bryant picking up the big W here tonight. 00 Joe Bennett, your hard charger of the day, up 10 spots. Had a great race as well, finishing there in second. 747 of Albert Anderson hung on tight to a third place podium finish there as well. Anthony Williams didn't move up or down, stayed right where he started here tonight in fourth, but man, that was a hard fought fourth, keeping that car clean here tonight. Great run for Anthony Williams. 18 Chris Klein coming back from a little bit of incidents there early on, but able to find his way to a top 5 finish. 13 of Paul Durkee finds a good finish there as well, up 9 spots on the day, so a great run there for him here in 6th. 23 of Mac Daddy, Mark Collins, gonna find himself there in lucky number 7. You got the 9 of Joe David. Looked like he was throwing his name into the hat here a little bit towards the end. He's gonna find himself there in 8th place. Another top 10 for the 79 at Timothy Stubblefield here, getting that 9th place finish. And then he's a 1 lap down, as well as 1 lap down due to a penalty, and was looking to be your favorite here tonight. 32 Nick Biddy running out that top 10.
Yeah, he was damn fast, and not just in qualifying. He was dominating the race there until he got that speeding penalty on pit road. So Nick Biddy, he'll be back next week in that 32. Paul Ferdiani, the gambler, in the 33 finishes in 11th place. 12th place, the one of Derek Welch, involved in just about every incident in the field tonight. Derek will finish 14 laps down, it looks like, after pitting for repairs. Josh Kelleher in the 73, similar situation here. He'll finish in 13th place. 14th will go to Richard Michelob Gray in the 110. Also got wrecked out, too much damage there. 19 of Justin Lawson. Started outside or inside row number 2 there. He'll end up in 15th place. 16th will go to Brandon Coleman in the 8. Let's see. Cubby, Nate Stanley in the 67 finishes 17th. And the chef, Matt Jones. Technical issues out there tonight for the 20. The chef will round out your field, and pay no attention to that number 66 at the bottom. I did not grid a car tonight.
Oh, it's a pure shame. Would have loved to see you on up there as well. But we always have to thank you all for tuning in and watching, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it, seeing you all out there in chat. So we thank you guys for coming on out here, and be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell if you haven't done so already, just to make sure you're up to date and get notified every single time that we go live. You don't want to miss a single second of the great race and action that we have to bring you as well. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy it, so that way we can fool Mark Zuckerberg over there, and we can get on more people's suggested feeds and get rid of, we got to get rid of Alan English's suggested feed of all this barbecue stuff. We got to jump back up on
barbecue stuff. It needs to be more iRacing stuff. So hit the like button.
Please do that as well. Big thank you to the sponsors of JP Designs and 3D Prints, as well as Davidson Builders over there. We thank you guys so much for being on board all season long. We also have to thank AdminBoxx for jumping on board here this season as well. We thank you guys so much for that one. Of course, big thank you to the Numb Thumbs Gaming trucking community. We thank you guys. Keep those 18 wheels a rolling there, boys. We'll look forward to seeing how you guys are doing here this month. Also, a big thank you to Track Bar Media as well. Be sure to go check them out, as they did a fantastic job on our race promo here. Also, big thank you to SimGearCentral.com as well. We thank you guys for jumping aboard here this season. And, of course, the proud merchandising supplier of the NTRL and AAA broadcasting, TrekDogsRacing.com. Be sure to go get your merchandise over there today. So with that, no race coming up for us here Monday or Tuesday. We'll be back in action on Wednesday night with the Vigilante Racing League, heading on out to Auto Club, another one of our favorite tracks.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen so many good races being run there, and we look forward to having another one under the roof there about 9 p.m. start time, so keep that one on your watch dials. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.